Enough offense with a big home run, the return of Carlos Beltran, and the hot hitting of talented rookie Brandon Belt. As always, they got brilliant pitching from Tim Lincecum, who dominated the Padres. Now the Giants look for more of the same from All-Star Ryan Vogelsong. He takes on the new-look Astros next. It's a beautiful night in downtown San Francisco as the Giants open a 4-game series against the Houston Astros. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. Welcome to San Francisco Giants baseball. And for the Giants, they're home. They're trying to catch the Diamondbacks. It looks like they'll have to win again tonight to keep pace with Arizona. Arizona winning in Washington earlier. And the Giants coming off a victory last night, but also going with Ryan Vogelsong, who's only lost 3 games all year, but one of them was to the Astros just last Friday.
Well, Ryan Vogelsong has been a tremendous story for these Giants all year long. He personally has energized that clubhouse on more than one occasion. However, his last outing in Houston, it seemed to be that the team was a bit flat. He threw 7 strong innings, allowed just 4 hits, but gave up 5 runs, 3 of which were unearned, and he took his 3rd loss of the year against these Astros. So here he is back in San Francisco and a chance to have a little payback. And if we know Ryan Vogelsong, he'll take this and he will definitely harden his resolve against this Houston team.
So he'll be up against these young Astros who have some talent, and the Giants will be up against their old farmhand, Henry Sosa, who's going on 3 days of rest here tonight. Also knowing that they now have Beltran back. He homered last night, and Brandon Belt is hot.
Well, Brandon Belt is hot, and think about it, the game that really got him hot was his Sunday game in Houston when he had a 4-hit day, including a home run. So he brings that hot bat into tonight's ball game. And as you mentioned, Carlos Beltran, who has been great presence since he's come back. Well, it's only been 1 day, but yesterday was a home run and a 2-hit night, and he had a big home run, which was kind of the difference in the game. So with him in the lineup, I think the Giants are a much different offensive team, and let's hope they can get things going here in Game 1 of this Houston series.
All right, so it's big. The Giants are in the stretch run right now. In a moment, NBC Bay Area news anchor Raj Mathai with an injury update, and there's a lot of ground to cover with Raj after this. Xfinity is TV, internet, and voice services that work together so you can enjoy everything you love anytime, anywhere, and any way you want.
Thursday night baseball here in San Francisco and right here on NBC Bay Area. The dog days of summer are coming to an end. September is right around the corner, and that usually means good things for the Giants. Hello, and thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Raj Mathai. Let's be very honest here. We will not mince our words. It has been a miserable month of August for the Giants. So many injuries, but keep in mind, the numbers don't lie. Right now, as bad as it's been, the Giants are only 2 games out of first place, trailing the NL West leading Arizona Diamondbacks by just 2 games. Okay, let's talk about the Giants' injuries. A lot of things happening here at the ballpark on this Thursday evening. We'll start with the man at the top, Brian Wilson. Pitched for about 6 or 7 minutes today. And when we say pitch, basically just threw on the side. It went okay. Bruce Bochy saying he is not optimistic that Wilson will return next Wednesday when he's eligible to come off the disabled list. So that is not good news for the Giants. However, it's not all gloom and doom. There is a lot of positives here inside this dugout and inside this clubhouse. Here's our injury update. Pat Burrell, remember Pat? This could be the final few weeks of his career. He's trying to go out with the bang. Injured with the right foot, but he has been rehabbing with Single-A San Jose. In fact, he is in the lineup tonight down at Municipal Stadium. He was in the San Jose Giants lineup last night and went 2 for 4. Sergio Romo has been throwing well and feeling good. He's likely to rejoin the team this weekend. Andres Torres likely to come back up on Sunday. He's been rehabbing at AAA Fresno. When Torres returns to the lineup, he could be taking the roster spot of Nate Scherholtz. And last but certainly not least, behind the dish, Eli Whiteside, been battling a concussion, but he is back and he is in tonight's lineup. He'll be catching for Ryan Vogelsong. So things are looking up for the Giants, just a few days away until September when the real action starts. Okay, coming up next, someone that's very healthy and hitting the ball very well. As Dwayne Kuiper would say, the baby giraffe. We'll be joined by Brandon Bell. Stay with us right here, Giants Baseball on NBC Bay Area.
Is TV, internet, and voice services that work together so you can enjoy everything you love anytime, anywhere, and any way you want.
Welcome back to AT&T Park. Giants baseball right here on NBC Bay Area. Yes, they're playing the last place Houston Astros, but as we saw just a few days ago, it's a tough test for the Giants. Houston won 2 of 3 just last weekend in Texas. Joining me now from the great state of Texas is Brandon Bell. Nice to see you again, Brandon.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, first of all, gosh, back and forth. This is the 4th time you've been up this season. It's like a yo-yo. We were just talking. A lot of players through the years have said, you know what, it is tough to keep your focus just to not know where you're going to play the next week. What about for yourself?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think it's tough just not knowing where you're going to be, moving back and forth, just gathering up all your stuff, living out of suitcases. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I think the best thing you can do is just maintain focus and try to learn from it.
The hotels and flights are still great down in AAA, right?
Not exactly. I wish they were a little bit better, but you know, that's I guess incentive to get back up here.
A lot of pressure on you. I mean, you come back up to this team, the offense is struggling, and you're one of the focal points of the offense already as a rookie, and you have delivered in the last 7 games. You're doing really well. But do you feel that pressure?
I think I felt it a lot more earlier this year. I've kind of learned to, I guess, tone down that pressure on myself just so I can go out there and perform every day. If you have too much pressure, it's way too hard to perform. So I think I just want to go out there. My goal is to be somebody that the team can count on, be somebody that wants to get up there in a tough situation, but at the same time, not put too much pressure on myself to where I can't perform.
You've been very upfront with us. So you talked about physically how difficult it is to go from Fresno back up here. What about emotionally and mentally, though, in terms of just the groove of your swing and your daily routine?
Yeah, I mean, it's just different styles of pitching. You know, down there, you have to get your mind ready as soon as you get down there, and it's a little bit easier to do, but the hardest transition is when you go from down there to up here, and it's a completely different mindset. I think you just have to get in the cage right away and try to get your swing back, and that's what it kind of plays a toll on your mental game and on the mind games you play on yourself. So I think just my main focus is come out here, have quality ABs no matter where I am.
Okay, your reaction when I say 2 words to you: baby giraffe. Don't slug me.
Hey, I'm getting to like it a little bit more now. You know, like I've told everybody else, if my family and my friends are going to wear T-shirts that have a baby giraffe on it, I guess I don't have any choice but to like it. So I'm kind of growing a little bit fonder of it, I guess. And you know, like I told them, it's better to be recognized as somebody or something than not be recognized at all. So I'm enjoying it.
Have fun with it and enjoy the stretch drive. September's coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time for us. We're ready.
Okay, good luck tonight. Brandon Belt with us. We are ready for some baseball lineups and first pitch coming up right here. Giants and Astros, game 1 of 4, right here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network.
Park. After a beautiful day here in the city by the bay, the Giants have taken the field.
All right, time now for the key ingredients of this game. They're brought to you by Round Table, fresh from the market, right to your table. Round Table is introducing their new Farmers Market pepperoni pizza, just $15 for a large one. Number one key ingredient of this game, payback for the Astros. Astros out-energized the Giants in Texas. The Giants need to do that to them here in San Francisco. Vogelsong follow Lincecum. Lincecum strong 8 innings last night, held his opponents to 1 run. That would be a great goal for Vogelsong tonight. And by the way, pick up some home wins. Giants 1-1 so far on this 12-game homestand. They need to make a move, and the time is now. Those are your Round Table key ingredients.
The lineup Ryan Vogelsong will face tonight starts with Jordan Schaefer leading it off in center field. Then Jose Altuve, 21-year-old second baseman. J.D. Martinez, young slugging outfielder who's done well against the Giants with 6 RBIs in 3 games. The veteran Carlos Lee at first base. Brian Bogusevic. What's that name again?
Bogusevic.
Okay. Brian Bogusevic is the right fielder. Jimmy Paredes at third base. Clint Barmas, the veteran, former Rocky at short. Carlos Corporan, the catcher. Henry Sosa, the former Giants farmhand, the pitcher. And there is Vogelsong, all warmed up and ready to go.
And these are his numbers: 10-3, 2.47. Has not lost many. However, his last outing against these Astros, it was one of the losses. 7 strong innings. He allowed just 4 hits, but 5 runs, 2 of which were earned.
And a fastball is in there. We're underway.
Vogelsong's going to give you a fastball that he can cut and sink, a curveball, a slider. The cutter's really been a good pitch for him of late, and a changeup, and they'll throw anything at any time.
Pablo Sandoval playing very shallow at third. That's along the left field line toward the corner, and it is foul. Jordan Schaefer pretty sure it was going to be foul since he carried his bat all the way to first base with him. Pretty sure he was going to, I guess, need it again.
Yeah, that's a good sign. If you're pitching to a guy and he's running down the baseline and still holding his bat, that's a good sign.
Hitting .244. He was acquired from the Atlanta Braves at the trading deadline in the Michael Bourne deal. This is a guy who, in his first major league game on opening day in Washington, hit a home run for Atlanta. That curve is too low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But things kind of went downhill for him from there. And he never really got it going with Atlanta. Was up and down between the majors and the minors. They thought maybe he'd be their center fielder. And finally, they said, hey, we need a center fielder. So they put him in the package to get Michael Bourne, the proven center fielder. Now the Astros are hoping that Schaefer will find himself. Vogelsong over to cover, and too late. Aubrey Huff had a hard time getting a hold of that one.
Kind of out there in no man's land. So let's take a look at that defense playing behind Vogelsong tonight. It's going to be Belt, Ross, and Beltran. That is the outfield. Cabrera, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Keppinger and Huff on the right side. Eli Whiteside will be in the squad, putting down the signs. Let's take a look at that no man's land, full swing, little chopper. Once it got past Vogelsong, it was going to be a tough play. And just a half step short.
So if he could have gotten it out of his glove immediately, I think they had a shot to still get him, but he juggled it a bit. So Schaefer aboard as Altuve comes up. Altuve, who led off Saturday's game with an inside the park home run.
Now we talk about how this Astros team really had a lot of energy in Houston, and they kind of out-energied the Giants in winning that series. And one big reason for it was Altuve. I mean, he was everywhere. He had good at bats. He played well in the field. He was a factor on the base paths. Just 5'7", but plays a whole lot bigger than what the height says in the media guide.
Altuve is hitting .310 as a big leaguer. That sinker is low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Played in 32 games, 126 at bats. And he is not a guy who takes a walk. He's walked only twice. You see Arizona way ahead in Washington, last of the 9th inning. That one's almost over. As the Diamondbacks are getting ready to head home after a long road trip. They snapped out of a 6-game losing streak and are about to win their 3rd straight game in Washington. And Schaefer was leaning the wrong way, but gets back to the bag. By the way, you mentioned how Altuve listed at 5'7", and the Astros, of course, had one of the all-time great second basemen that came up in their farm system, got to the big leagues in the 60s. Joe Morgan, who ended up a Hall of Famer, who was also listed at 5'7". Pitch out, but Schaefer not running.
Joe Morgan, one of the toughest guys I ever played against. I mean, it just seemed like his strike zone was so small, and he knew it so well. I mean, that was the thing about him. He never went out of the strike zone against you. Made you come to him, and when you did, he'd square it up. Tough out.
And I think that would be something that the Astros would like to see Altuve develop with his diminutive size. Be a little more particular about what pitches at which he swings. With the runner going, he fouls that one down off his left foot, and Schaefer will have to go back to first.
Good changeup. I mean, all the specialty pitches we've seen Vogelsong throw tonight are working. So he's got his arsenal of pitches. With him, like just about every other pitcher, you always look at what type of command he has with his fastball. Is he able to hit the corners on both sides of the plate with both grips on the fastball? When he does that, he's really going to give you a good game. And so consistent to doing that this year.
2-2 the count. Giants middle infield pulled in a bit. Double play depth. There goes the runner. It's thrown down by Whiteside on a hop, and it's a steal for Schaefer. 17th steal of the year for Jordan Schaefer.
Take a look at the jump. He gets quick to full speed. I mean, he's 2 steps into it, and he is flying.
So now 3-2 to Altuve, and the Astros already with a threat. Runner in scoring position here early on.
And that steal changes everything, both for the hitter and the pitcher. For Vogelsong now, he's pitching for the strikeout. For Altuve, he's trying to get that runner over.
And he tries to inside out that one. A foul over to the Astros dugout. Still 3-2. We've got a heavy fog that has provided a canopy over the ballpark now. And you see the view over the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. 3-2 the count to Altuve. J.D. Martinez is on deck. The power comes up next. Tagging at second is Schaefer. Beltran. Schaefer bluffing. Merely a bluff. He hits the cutoff man, Cabrera. One away. Toyota by the numbers. Toyota is the most fuel efficient full line auto manufacturer, period. Earned run average leaders in the league. And there's Tim Lincecum, number 2 back of Cincinnati's Johnny Cueto, and then Ryan Vogelsong, number 3, a little bit ahead of Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers and Roy Halladay of the Phillies.
5 guys having good years right there. Those are amazing numbers this deep into the season.
Andy Baggerly had an interesting note in the Mercury News and his blog on the website last night. Lincecum's earned run average has gone down in each of his last 9 starts as J.D. Martinez takes a curve for a strike and so on one. That's rather remarkable that the ERA has gone down in every start, 9 straight starts. I don't know if I've ever heard of that happening before.
Well, that's something you do in April and May after you've given up 10 in your first start. You know, that's not something you do and start whittling down an ERA in August, July.
That is foul. 0-2 the count now to J.D. Martinez. He'll be 24 on Saturday. And J.D. Martinez is one of the young Astros, and he looks like he might be a player, hitting .295. He's only had 88 at bats, but already with 5 homers and 22 batted in. He knocked in 6 against the Giants over the weekend in Houston. That's going to be an RBI, another one. Around third, Schaefer to score. Beltran into second, but Martinez, who also runs well, with an RBI double. The Giants just cannot get him out. And here are the Astros ahead 1-0 already.
J.D. Martinez picking up where he left off in Houston. And one thing that was impressive about this guy's approach was that he used the whole field. And here he goes the opposite way. They try to go up and in. They leave it out over the plate at the belt, and that is right to his wheelhouse. But to his credit, you know, he goes with the location. He doesn't try to do too much. Nice at bat. Impressive.
Bruce Bochy, Giants manager, talking before the game about Vogelsong in his start in Houston, and he said that he was at times against a very young, aggressive team, a little too hittable in the strike zone, especially early in the count, and he definitely missed his spot there, as you clearly showed, Mike, as Carlos Lee, El Caballo, stands in, the veteran. A ball and a strike.
Brian Gorman, the plate umpire, has a good zone. It's a steady zone. And you will get a little more width on the outside corner to right-handed hitters than you will to outside corner to left-handed hitters. It's just his preference. But it's a good zone to work with if you're a pitcher.
The curveball misses. 2-1. Eli Whiteside activated from the 7-day list. They put a new ball in play, by the way, as that throw from Whiteside bounced into Vogelsong. Whiteside back from that 7-day list, a new mini disabled list as part of the concussion protocol that baseball has instituted this year. And that curve is in the dirt. 3-1. Bogusevic, the left-handed hitter, another young Astro, is on deck. There he is. Brian Bogusevic. 3-1 the count to Carlos Lee. The Astros already ahead 1-0 here with one out, a runner at second. And it's a walk.
Yeah, the way he pitched him, I didn't think he wanted any part of him. With an open base, I think he just figured, I'm going to take it. One thing that Vogelsong can do, and that's pitch for a ground ball. And this certainly is one of those situations.
So 2 men on, 1 man out, 1 run already in, and here is Brian Bogusevic, who is from just outside Chicago. And Bogusevic is hitting .329, and he's been riding a hot streak here, coming to San Francisco from Colorado. He got hot up there in the Rocky Mountains. And that cutter is off the inside to Bogusevic, who's had 82 at bats. He's got 4 homers, 13 batted in.
Now that cutter's right where you want to throw it. You want to aim at the belt. That's movement that's going to run flat into the left-hander. The pitch was ideal. You just need that guy to swing at it.
And he changed up on him, and he got him to swing at it.
Cutters and changeups, 2 of the best pitches ever invented. And Vogelsong has had command of both pitches all year.
A ball and a strike. 2 men on, 1 man out. Infield double play depth. Got the inside corner. Had little 2-seam action coming back to the plate on that one. 1-2 the count. So they've made Vogelsong work hard already. This is already a high stress inning. The leadoff man Schaefer got aboard on that infield hit. This is a double play ball. There's one. Cabrera to first. Double play. The Giants are coming up, but they are already trailing. here at fog-shrouded AT&T Park. Let's take a look at the Giants' batting order, brought to you by Jeep. The things we make us. Orlando Cabrera at short. Jeff Keppinger second. Carlos Beltran, first start last night off the disabled list, hit his first home run as a Giant. He's in right. Sandoval cleanup at third. Huff at first. Ross in center. Belt in left. Eli Whiteside the catcher. Vogelsong the pitcher up against the right-hander Henry Sosa. And it's 0-1. Sosa going on 3 days rest.
And this is what he has done so far in 3 starts. 0-2, 6.35 ERA. You're going to get a good fastball from Henry Sosa. It'll go low to mid-90s. He's got a slider and a changeup, but he can be erratic with his command. May not show in his block total, but he misses a lot of targets.
In the hole at short, Barmas throws him out.
He made that look easy. Sosa is 26 years old, and he is a rookie. 6'1", 205-pounder. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Henry Sosa. Martinez, Schaefer, Bogasevic, that's your outfield with pretty good arms across the board. Barmas and Paredes on the left side of the infield. Altuve and Lee on the left side, or on the right side rather, and Corporon will be in the squat putting down the signs, doing the catching.
And Sosa faces Keppinger, the man for whom he was traded. The Giants got Keppinger in that deal, sending Sosa and also a right-handed pitcher named Jason Stoffel to the Astros. Keppinger 293, 5 homers, 23 batted in. That's a little bit high. A ball and a strike. The Astros ahead 1-0, 1 out, nobody on. Last of the first.
And that last location is what I'm talking about. They'll set an outside corner and he'll miss high and inside. He doesn't always walk guys, but he will give you something to hit.
Ooh, looked to be right at the knees. Called the ball. 2-1.
Yeah, that did look like a pretty good pitch. I mean, he's got a big leg arm, no question. It's just a matter of being able to harness the 3 pitches and being able to stay away from predictable counts.
Base hit right center field. Bogasevic gets it back to the infield. Jeff Keppinger with a base hit against his old team, and here comes Carlos Beltran. Last night, no score, 4th inning. And gone. 1-0 Giants. Beltran's 16th homer and his first as a Giant.
And typical Beltran style. Hands low. Great bat head speed.
That's too low at 94 miles an hour.
I asked him when he later in the game had struck out on a high fastball above the zone, similar to the pitch that caused the injury to his right hand. I asked him how it felt. He says, I saw stars. I got to be honest with you. He said, but the good thing is the pain goes away quickly.
There's that high fastball, and he lays on.
That's the one he does not want to go at, and he does not want to check a swing.
2-0 to Carlos Beltran.
But he thinks it's manageable, and he knows the importance of his presence in the Giants lineup.
Carlos Lee holding against Keppinger on the bag at first, so a hole is open on that side of the infield. And Sosa to the plate. And the slider inside, 3-0. Pablo Sandoval on deck. There you see how the Astros are playing it with the middle infielders, Barmas at short and Altuve at second, pulled in a bit, and both shaded toward the middle, double play position. And that's in there for a strike.
It's a live 95, and when he can locate down around the knees, that's where he gets most of his movement. Sosa can break some bats. We've seen him do that in a Giants uniform.
3-1. And that's a double play ball. A high throw by Altuve, but they still get the double play. And that is the inning. We go to the second. Vogelsong back to the hill, 1-0 Houston.
locations are going to be released by the Giants. The only way to be guaranteed tickets to possible postseason play this year is to become a season ticket holder for next year. Call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/season and check it out.
The curveball from Vogelsong in the dirt to Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, who is from the Dominican Republic, 22 years old, hitting .304, and in the last 5 games, including a couple against the Giants, he's been hot. He's had 79 at bats. That's deep into center, and under it is Ross. Plenty of room.
Paredes just got AT&T'd right there.
One away. Giants baseball is brought to you by Volvo, the best in class, safe and secure coverage plan. Pay nothing to repair or maintain your new Volvo for 5 years. Okay, I'm sold.
I'm in.
Wow. Here's Clint Barmas. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0. Houston is leading. And Vogelsong right there in the corner for a strike.
Chicken Paredes found out what a lot of guys before him have found out. You really have to nut one to get it out to center field. Night is cool. The ball's not carrying tonight.
Well, I don't know that he actually was doing this, but it kind of had the feeling of he crushed it, and he's like, oh, yeah.
No, he's got a little bit of a swagger. You watch him, and he walks around like he's been in this league about 10 years. And I agree. When he hit that ball, he thought he had it.
Check swing foul out of play by Clint Barmas. 1-2.
But that's how you want to see your rookies come up. You want them to be respectful, but they got to have a little swagger about them. They got to feel like they can play here.
And it seemed like they're all hitting over 300, so that'll help them feel like they belong. That's for sure. A little bit low.
The record will tell you that they've won 42 and lost 88. But Brad Mills, the skipper of the Astros, has told this new bunch, it doesn't apply to you. You're a different team. So go out and have fun. And they have been doing that.
It is almost a whole new team from the one with which they started the year. Pablo Sandoval and Barmas is gone. 2 down. There's Brad Mills. Second season as the Astros manager. Former Montreal Expo. The Astros, of course, are going through a sale that has not yet been approved by Major League Baseball. Drake McClain had been the owner for quite a while. So they're in a state of flux right now. And a lot of the veteran players that were real familiar names in the Astros scheme of things are long gone now. More recently, guys like Lance Berkman and Michael Bourne, who was just traded at the trading deadline this year. And of course, it wasn't that long ago that they still had Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio.
Hunter Pence no longer an Astro. I mean, they took out a lot of their names that were recognizable around the rest of the baseball world. And now you see a bunch of guys that you hadn't heard a whole lot about, Altuve and Paredes and Martinez, and they're having fun. They think they can win.
Change up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carlos Corporan. Corporan, the catcher, who's from Puerto Rico. And he is 27 years old. He's one of the older young guys for the Astros. Huff over to get it. Vogelsong cover it, and a 3-up, 3-down inning. 10 pitches. Sandoval coming up.
story with the person who throws out the ceremonial first pitch, and that was certainly the case tonight. Just a short while ago, here she is, Stephanie Galvan. She's one of our NBC Bay Area Proud volunteers. She's a monthly volunteer with the Health Trust Food Basket, which serves the needs of South Bay families facing hardship. NBC Bay Area Proud helps connect people with volunteer opportunities all over the Bay Area. So if you want to volunteer, want to know who to connect with, go to NBCBayAreaProud.com. Once again, that's BayAreaProud.com. Gentlemen, send it back up to you.
It's Raj Mathai, NBC Bay Area news anchor, with us tonight. I'm John Miller, along with Mike Krukow. And Pablo Sandoval is at the plate, hitting .305, facing Henry Sosa, and having a base hit to center in his first plate appearance of the night. Pablo, who was hitless here last night.
You know, this is something that Hensley Newlands would like to see more of from Pablo Sandoval, where he isn't so violent with his swing. A little more controlled. I mean, that's just a very relaxed swing, not an overswing by any way, shape, or form. And the point being, he is so strong, he doesn't have to overswing to maximize the ball coming off his bat. And that's a controlled bat head right there. Nice at bat.
Aubrey Huff now, 1-0, Houston leading. Got the call on that knee-high outside fastball, 0-1. Huff, 247, 12 home runs, 54 batted in. 687 OPS for the year. That's right in there for a called strike, too.
You know, back in the days when you had two different groups of umpires, an American League set and a National League set, National League umpires were said to be guys who prefer the low pitch. And Brian Gorman is one of those umpires, and he is a low ball guy. But he will give you what the Brew Book says. You'll see some belt highs occasionally.
Wow. The slider way inside and down. So he took the strikes and swung at the ball, and he is gone quickly.
A back foot slider. Sosa saves it as he was way ahead in the count. And Aubrey Huff not picking up that rotation at all. And he missed that ball by 10 inches. He expected that thing to like be a front door sinker or something. He did not expect to break a ball. That was a total surprise.
Now Cody Ross, 237 average, 10 homers, 42 batted in. And back to that slider. Ball one.
Say this, if you're Henry Sosa and you throw a slider, a guy misses it by that much, you know he's not seeing it. And that means you can throw that one again.
So you were not surprised that he went right back to it.
Again and again.
And that one much closer, but still a ball. And that was, I think, put pretty good pitch recognition there by Cody Ross, laying off that one.
I mean, that's the thing about Sosa. The longer you can wait him out, the better chance you're going to get a good location pitch to hit.
2-0. Runner at first, one out. Brandon Belt on deck. Well, that 95-mile-an-hour fastball got in on him. There is Altuve in shallow center.
Well, let's go to Xfinity Game Vision, where you can use the action at home, control the video using play, pause, fast forward, and rewind. And Sunday in Houston, it was Brandon Belt hitting a long home run. Nobody out, 2 on, and he does this in the second inning in front of a bunch of family, a bunch of friends. A moment he'll not soon forget. Xfinity Game Vision is powered by Xfinity TV with On Demand. Catch complete replays of every Giants game all season long on Channel 1.
And man, that was quite a shot. That's a ballpark that hitters like to hit in, but you hit one off the facing of the second deck. That's a long one in any ballpark.
Well, that fan gave him an attaboy.
Quickly, 0-2. Sosa's got some gas going in this inning. 96 miles an hour on that one.
Yeah, if you see him located around the knees consistently, he's going to have a good night. That's where he gets his second stage hop. Lots of movement down there at that velocity. It's a challenge.
And as he did with Aubrey Huff, the slider. And Brandon Belt able to fight it off. 0-2.
Corporon's going out there, and he's kind of barking at Sosa. He wanted that pitch on the outside corner.
Two down. Pablo Sandoval led off the inning with a single. He's still at first. Lee on the bag with him over there. Broken back. Altuve. And the inning is over. We head to the third. Sosa coming up against Vogelsong. 1-0 Houston. Homestand of the year, and on Monday the Chicago Cubs come to town. Their only visit of the year. Next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Night games on Monday and Tuesday, and a midweek day game on Wednesday, 12:45. sfgiants.com/dynamic deals. There are some great deals for the Monday and Tuesday games. Giants, Cubs. Fastball for a strike. You got the high strike there to Henry Sosa. You got some fog overhead here on the shores of San Francisco Bay. The Astros lead the Giants 1-0. Leadoff man Jordan Schaefer, who scored the run in the first, is on deck. Orlando Cabrera. And one away. Aubrey Huff with the put out. Ryan Vogelsong trying to square the deal with the Astros as they beat him here in Houston on Friday. And Vogelsong, there are not many teams to which Vogelsong has lost. He's only lost 3 times. Third best ERA in the league, made the All-Star team. And he has come up big in situations like this where the Giants need a win many times. That's a called strike as Schaefer showed bunt. The changeup in there. 0-1. Schaefer hit a little ground ball, and I think more often than not he would have been out at first base. Aubrey Huff had a little difficulty getting the ball out of the glove, feeding Vogelsong. And he was able to beat it out and eventually stole second and scored a run, the only run of the game up till now.
I like that first pitch changeup from Vogelsong. That's how you establish in the minds of your opponent that you're getting all of your pitches over by doing it on a first pitch. You're a guy that has 4 pitches and you're not getting that curveball or your slider over. Well, guess what? Hitters aren't going to look for it. They're going to sit on that fastball. Way you establish it in their minds is flop over a breaking ball. Boom, strike 1. Guess what? Now they know you can get it over. It's a factor.
Just off the outside there, 3-1.
Just the simple philosophies of pitching are so important. You're trying to put it in the minds of those hitters you're going to face that you can get your stuff across.
3-1. And he walks him. 1-out walk.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr. and the new hand-threaded chicken filet sandwich. Now at Carl's Jr. And that's just the way it is.
Did they send over a bag full of those?
Well, we've been waiting for a while. They haven't showed up yet. But I'm not giving up hope. Not a good thing to walk a base stealer.
And Schaefer stole second back in the first inning. Back safely. Dan Bellino is the first base umpire, keeping an eye on things over there. Jose Altuve hit a shallow fly ball to right his first time. He's 0 for 1. Sandoval plays him shallow at third. You would think the Astros will be looking to get Schaefer in motion here. Strike on the outside. Now Dave Clark, the third base coach, comes way down the line to get the attention of Altuve. There's an old candlestick aficionado. 0-1 the count. J.D. Martinez, the young slugger, on deck.
Nice two-pitch sequence there. Get the outside corner for strike one. Try and go with a two-seam fastball with movement running in to the right-handed hitter Altuve. Throw that in the inside corner. Let that thing kind of barrel in towards his back foot, hoping to get that ground ball. That's how you pitch for a double play.
1-1 the count. And it is 2-1.
Sinker in, cutter away.
Third base coach Dave Clark comes halfway down the line to the plate every time he gives a sign. Look at that.
Yeah, he does not understand the rule that you have to stay in that coach's box.
What is this little rectangle over here? What do they put that out here for?
Yeah, doesn't apply to me. He's never in that thing.
I think by style. There goes Schaefer. And a base hit to center. Schaefer will keep on going. Hit and run action there. And the Astros are in business now. J.D. Martinez, the man who's knocked in 7 against the Giants, including 1 tonight, is coming up.
Well, this is exactly what you're trying to get. You're trying to get a ground ball. I mean, that's a knee-high cutter in the outside corner, a perfect pitch. You get the ground ball. But you see Keppinger had started over to the bag, then went back and had to reverse a second time, and by then it was too late. That ball was by him. So a bit of misfortune for Vogelsong. He got the ground ball he was looking for.
Now, a lot of times with a right-handed hitter up there, the second baseman would be the guy who goes over to cover. And had he gone over to cover, that would have been a double play ball, or could have been. J.D. Martinez, he doubled to right his first time. 1-0 Houston. The curveball, but it hangs high. And right now, Vogelsong's having a hard time getting ahead of the count, or even if he gets ahead of the count, he's had a hard time staying ahead. The Astros have been very patient up there. The infield double play depth. A double play would end the inning. Well, that is going to be plenty deep enough to get a run home. The ball just keeps on going all the way out to the wall. Schaefer easily scores. Altuve back to first, and J.D. Martinez knocks in another run. And he's just killing the Giants. 8 RBIs for him in 4 games against the Giants, including 2 tonight.
Boy, that thing almost got blown out of here. You never trust center field when that wind is blowing that way. You always are accustomed to an extra 10, 15 feet. This thing still looked like about 50 feet. You can see the wrestling match going on with Cody Ross, who finally brings it down, but nice at bat for Martinez.
2-0 Astros. That walk turned into a run. Well, the Astros have been very opportunistic. There was a ground ball that most of the time I think would have been an out in the first inning. That became a run. And now a walk has been turned into a run. Got the sinker for a strike to Carlos Lee. 0-1 the count. Nothing Houston in the third inning. And that will go out of play off the first base side. The Arizona Diamondbacks had an 8-1 win in Washington, and the rookie Miley got his first major league win in that game. The Nationals had a lot of chances early on. They've stranded 8 base runners in the first 5 innings of that game. And Miley ended up winning it. There goes Altuve. Whiteside's throw, the tag, safe. That throw taken well out in front of the bag by Keppinger, and to reach back for the tag, and by then it was too late.
Now the running has become a big part of this series between these two teams. The Astros ran well against the Giants in Houston. And here in game 1 of this 4-game set, they've opened it up again. Altuve with a huge lead at second.
Curveball. Pablo Sandoval. And that's the inning. Altuve stranded at second. But another run for the Astros. 2-0 Houston. To the Astros as we head to the last of the third. Eli Whiteside back from the 7-day concussion disabled list for this game, hitting .221 for the year. And Sosa and Whiteside should know him pretty well. They've worked together when Sosa was in the Giants organization. Spring training. Sosa pitched for the Giants in the Cactus League this past spring. 2-0.
Well, he knows what he throws, but it looks a lot different when you're trying to catch it as opposed to trying to hit it. And when you've got a low to mid-90s fastball with that type of movement, when it is in the right spot, I mean, it's not an easy assignment to square that thing up. Not the first time through when you see it. The Giants haven't done a whole lot with it the first time against them.
2-2. Eli got hurt in Atlanta last week.
Well, he was trying to steal a base, and as he slid on his belly, he stuck and major league faceplant. And he was dizzy for 2-3 days.
Base hit to right for Ryan Vogelsong, or rather for Eli Whiteside, with Vogelsong coming up.
All right, now it's time for Xfinity Future Focus, where we take an in-depth look at some of the Giant stars of tomorrow. We're going to take a look at Eric Surkamp, named the 2011 Eastern League postseason All-Star team, and with the Richmond Flying Squirrels this year in 22 starts, 10-4, with an excellent 2.02 ERA, 165 strikeouts, and 44 walks. That's a great year. Xfinity Future Focus is brought to you by Xfinity, TV, Internet, and voice reinvented.
Vogelsong showing bunt, taking a ball. The third baseman was right on top of him. Jimmy Paredes charging down the line. Vogelson, of course, is very adept at showing bunt and then bringing the bat back and swinging away. Nicely done. So he's out, but Whiteside has been moved into scoring position.
That is perfect execution. And we're going to make it our forward right choice. So why not set that bat on the top of the strike zone? And when you bunt it with a runner at first base, you want it to go down the first base line. Hits it right towards the end of the bat off the sweet spot and deadens the ball. And that is a job well done. That's our Ford right choice, brought to you by Ford, the right choice for California. See your California Ford dealer or visit your CaliforniaFord.com today. That's a balk.
And a balk, yeah. In fact, Orlando Cabrera was calling it almost simultaneously to Brian Gorman and the other umpires. He just jumped out of the box and was saying, that's a balk, right?
Normal conditions, it's a start-stop. All right, he started it right there, and he hesitated, and that's a balk.
So now runner at third and the slider for ball one.
It's one of the more easier balks we've ever had to describe. That little jelly leg there going that back leg.
I never realized Cabrera might just become an umpire when he retires as a player.
He could do it.
So Whiteside at third, the infield backed up, and that'll get a run home. Barmas throws him out, but there's the veteran getting it done, and the Giants have their first run of the night.
Well, applause here, and well deserved. I mean, they had set the middle infielders back. All it was going to take was a ground ball to get him in, and that's exactly what he gave him, and that's what situational hitting is, and that's what Cabrera does so well. I think he's the best at it on the Giants team. Just a simple at bat, bat control up the middle. An easy score for Whiteside. The Giants cut the lead in half.
Here's Jeff Keppinger. Oh, that almost got him.
I thought it did. You're not supposed to hit the guy you got traded for. Or maybe you are. New rule.
I remember Rick Sutcliffe telling a story that I think if he got traded for a guy, he wanted to drill him the first time he saw him.
Well, you
said,
mean
why? He says, I don't know, just because of the general principle. Sutcliffe apparently didn't need that much inducement to try and drill a guy.
Well, I thought about it. I got traded for Joe Morgan.
And you wanted to drill him?
I thought about it.
Carlos Beltran on deck, would be next. Into the hole, base hit. And Beltran will be next. 2 for 2 for Keppinger against his old team.
All I want for my B-Day is a win and a signed baseball.
And a signed.
Okay.
Who do they want to sign it?
Just Tim Lincecum, Brian Wilson, and Matt Cain. That's all.
Beltran hit into a double play his first time. 97 miles an hour, and he blew it by him.
I think you kind of get used to that when you have a reputation like Beltran. You're going to see the best fastball or the best stuff that a guy has. Kind of goes with the territory of having a reputation.
Schaefer, the inning is over. Giants get a run, 2-1 Houston, on to the fourth.
In all of Major League Baseball. We're talking about all the players and guys inside this dugout. The players, the coaches, and then the Alioto brothers and the Alioto family. It started with Mario Alioto back in the 1970s. He and his older brother were Giants bat boys. Mario Alioto now a front office executive with the Giants. Fast forward 35 years, and his sons are now Giants bat boys. Mike Murphy said, you know what, I want to keep it as a family tradition. Dominic, Marco, and Tony Alioto have all served as Giants bat boys, and Mario tells us, you know what, I have a 12-year-old daughter. Not quite sure what's going to happen with her. Gentlemen, back up to you.
Yeah, another Giants dynasty. And there is the curveball. Bogusevic took a shot at it, 0-1.
Well, and they're good bat boys. That's the other thing. I mean, you have to earn that job. I mean, you can show up and because your dad says, okay, we'll give my kid a shot, but to keep that job, you got to be good.
Well, they should know what it takes, right? It's so almost like a family business.
In fact, that's the first time I think I've ever seen one sit down. They usually get the ballpark running, and they don't stop running until they leave the ballpark.
That fastball to strike. Bogusevic hit into a double play to end the first inning. He's hitting fifth in the order. Jimmy Paredes and Clint Barmas will follow. 5, 6, 7 spots up for Houston here in the fourth. 2-1.
Working that outside corner.
Out of play. That one cut a little bit back over the plate. 1-2. Part of the Armada out there in McCovey Cove. That's a beauty, isn't it?
It really is.
Think we can get invited out there?
You know what? I bet you could. Get us on that boat, will you, John?
I thought maybe you could pull a few strings.
Hey, if it ain't the good ship Lollipop, I've got no pull.
2-2 the count. San Francisco Spirit with the Hornblower fleet. Maybe a dinner cruise on San Francisco Bay. This is a regular stop for Bay Cruises. Well, he was ahead of him. Now it's 3-2 to Bogusevic.
Oh, those last couple pitches are really pretty easy takes. Yeah, there we go, John. And you can wear the hat.
They told us that apparently we have a standing invitation with those people. And he ends up walking them. Another leadoff walk. Second inning in a row and 3 walks overall. Giants will be back at NBC Bay Area on Friday, September 9th at 7 versus the Dodgers from here at AT&T Park. You can follow the action weeknights at 6 and 11 on NBC Bay Area News. Get inside access and better coverage of your favorite teams with the combined power of Comcast Sportsnet. The Bay Area's biggest and best sports reporting team is on NBC Bay Area. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, also NBC Bay Area news anchor. Raj Mathai is here with us. Paredes the hitter. And there's a called strike. Well, 3 times now in the first 4 innings, the Astros have gotten a leadoff man aboard. The first 2 times, that leadoff base runner ended up becoming a run. Astros have been able to move those guys around. 0-2 the count to Paredes, who flied out deep to right center his first time. That was the one that got up in the air and just kept on going and going and going. But out toward the big part of the yard. Paredes, only 22 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Huff is on the bag at first with Bogusevic. Out of play. Tomorrow night, game 2 of this series, and the Giants will have Madison Bumgarner up against Jay Happ, the left-handed former Philly. Fans got a souvenir. Brought his glove as a baseball.
Made a nice play. Paredes having a big year with a home run. I mean, in his career, 4 years prior to this, he never had more than 5 home runs in 1 year. This year down in AAA, he had 10, and he's got 2 at the big league level. And he almost knocked one out of here to center field in his first at bat. Vogelsong not happy with that last 0-2 pitch. His fastball right now is getting away from him a little bit. He's been missing the last 3 times with it badly up.
And the curveball puts him away.
Yeah, I like that call. Eli Whiteside saying, all right, the fastball's not working right now. Let's do something else. And the payoff pitch was a curveball in the dirt against Brady's fight. Well placed. A 1-2 count. Drop that ball either on home plate or in the dirt between home plate and the catcher. Oh, yeah. Gamer Babe from Half Moon Bay.
A lot of times it's not that difficult to tell if somebody's a Giants fan.
Yep, I think it was one of those times. Oh, yeah.
Brian Wilson did a little light throwing today, by the way, earlier in the afternoon. And apparently everything was fine. That's a foul. Wilson would be eligible to come off the disabled list, I guess, next Wednesday. Whether or not that's going to happen or not remains to be seen. But it was a small step in that direction today.
It was a positive step. He was comfortable after the throwing session. So that flexor tendon calming down.
2-1, the Astros are leading. 1 out, runner at first here in the 4th inning. Clint Barmas, the former Rocky, at the plate, and Bogusevic is back to the bag. Bogusevic has 1 steal in 3 tries. Barmas grounded out to third his first time. Having a look at Dave Clark, the third base coach. Dave Clark gets a lot of mileage in over at third base. Every time he gets a sign, he comes marching down the line and spins around, walks back. Curveball. Eli Whiteside tried to keep that one from going foul. Oh, on the move again.
Yeah, I think he walks like 11 miles each night over there while he coaches third base.
So maybe all that, the maneuvering with the hands and everything, maybe that has nothing to do with the sign. Maybe it's, if I go halfway to the dugout, that means nothing's on. If I come halfway down the line toward the plate, you take off.
Hey, that's not that far-fetched of an idea.
Curveball, left center. Brandon Belt, fairly shallow. 2 down. So I think we've figured out your signs then. What do you think?
I think you did. You know, but I mean, I've seen signs in similar situations where, you know, a positioning of a coach in the dugout means one thing. He moves down another spot in the dugout, that means another thing. So you can get signs a lot of other ways than just doing it with your hands.
Carlos Corporan, the hitter now. Grounded out to first his first time. Runner going. Fouled out of play. Little hit and run action there.
I think that's kind of an odd play for Bogusevic to be going with the 8-hitter up. I mean, ideally with a pitcher on deck, you want that 8-hitter to get his swings in. If he were to steal that base, chances are Bruce Bochy would just walk Corporan just to pitch to Sosa, who's not a good hitting pitcher. There are times when there are steal situations, and I don't really believe that this is one of them.
0-1 the count. There he goes. Whiteside's throw. And he made it. Some of the Giants thought they had him.
Everybody on the defensive side for the Giants had one step going back into the dugout thinking that this was an out. Everybody but Tony Randazzo, the second base umpire. Now close play, but I think they got him. Eli Whiteside not happy about that one.
So now first base is open. The pitcher up next. So he may not see a strike. 2-1 the count.
Well, he should.
But I think what you're talking about is And now they're just going ahead and walk him intentionally, which is exactly what you were talking about. But I think the Astros are in a spot where all that conventional strategy might be out the window. You know, he might just have played the whole thing. Hey, let's have the pitcher finish the inning, and we'll start with the leadoff guy the next inning. We're doing well with those leadoff guys. Who knows? I mean, you could try almost anything when you're 42 and 88. You have a bunch of young guys, right? It's like all the conventional wisdom, all the things that a team might be expecting. The Astros might be doing just the opposite.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's a loose dugout. It's a loose clubhouse. I mean, they are not acting like a 42 and 88 team. They have a bunch of guys down there who are having the time of their lives being big leaguers for the first time.
Sosa 0-1.
But I would see, you know, with traditional wisdom, I mean, I would see if you had a good hitting pitcher, say like a Vogelsong or a Bumgarner, I mean, that might be a play you consider. But when a guy who doesn't have a great history with the bat, like Sosa, and he may surprise us all and hit a double here, but he doesn't have that reputation. But you're right. I mean, if your goal is to get that pitcher up, they've certainly accomplished that.
Well, how often have we seen a team walk somebody intentionally with the bases loaded? It's only one time in the last 60-something years has that happened.
And we were there.
And we were there at Candlestick Park, and it was done by an expansion team, the ultimate group of young guys. And the Astros have some similarities to an expansion team right now. A lot of young guys trying to develop for the future. Curveball, 2-2.
Well, we want to send out our well wishes to one of our front office staff who is on the DL right now, Anita Sprinkles. Anita, we miss you. We need you to get you back out here. So hopefully you'll start feeling better and get back here where you belong.
Strike three call. 75th pitch of the ninth thrown by Vogelsong. 2-1 Astros. Sandoval coming up. Ceremony will be held 3:30 out on King Street. Jason Schmidt, Marvin Bernard plaques will be unveiled during the ceremony. That's before the Giants Astros 6:05 game time. So come early. It's a free event outside the ballpark. The ceremony at 3:30 out on King Street. Be great to see Jason Schmidt again. He was the Giants ace. A great trade for the Giants. And Schmidt became one of the Giants' very best starting pitchers in their history in San Francisco for several years. 2-1 Houston. Sosa to Pablo Sandoval. There's ball 2. Pablo single to center his first time. Aubrey Huff, Cody Ross to follow. The middle of the Giants batting order. The 4, 5, 6 spots coming up. Giants have 4 hits already against Sosa. Three and 0.
Not close.
Pablo is hitting .307 for the year. Now 3-1. There's Huff on deck. It's a walk. Pablo didn't throw him a strike, so he took his walk.
Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
So Pablo Sandoval aboard, leading off the 4th inning. Here is Aubrey Huff. He struck out on 3 pitches his first time. Little bit of a breeze blowing straight out to center tonight. Coming over, Paredes got room, plenty of room, and then had to backpedal a bit, but Aubrey Huff is gone on 1 pitch.
That never makes a guy happy.
Cody Ross popped up to second his first time. Cody got ahead of the count, and then he got a 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and was not able to get around on it. Henry Sosa got an electric fastball going.
And that's basically what he's had. I mean, he's thrown a few sliders, but he hasn't really established the changeup. He's kind of a one-speeder. The fastball, slider, I mean, those are both hard pitches.
Well, there's the slider, and that fooled him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sosa, 8 years in the Giants minor league system.
And really, if you look at his stuff, I think it's more suited for the bullpen than for the mound in a starting assignment. And I think that's eventually where he's going to wind up. But I mean, he's got a big arm, no question there. The fastball is legit.
Back to the slider again. 2-1.
In order to start, I mean, you have to be able to give a guy, a number of looks. You have to understand the fastball, 2 seams, 4 seams. I don't see him do many of those. You need to have a changeup or a curveball, something that you can throw off speed that you can get over in the count when you're behind. 2-0, 1-0, 3-1 counts.
Foul ball.
When he has fallen behind tonight, he's been pretty predictable with fastball.
How come Raj Mathai didn't go over and grab that one?
I'm a little disappointed by that. Raj looks like an old second baseman. He should be making that play.
Well, it didn't look that old.
I've got some gray hair, but I'm not that old.
How come he didn't rush over and play that ball? Come on.
I don't want to be part of the story, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Does not want to make the news, just wants to report the news. Okay. Actually, I thought he looked like a veteran broadcaster. But foul ball comes over, get the hell out of the way.
We're good.
2-2 to Cody Ross. Giants down by a run. Pablo Sandoval, the runner at first, here in the 4th inning. Full count. All right, now Tim Flannery will flash some signs from the third base coaching lines. Flan's very effusive over there when he gives signs, but he doesn't walk halfway around the world while he's giving them.
Yeah, I think he gave the sign to go here. 3-2, 1 out.
It was. The go sign is on, and just got a piece of that slider. 3-2 slider.
That's It's one of the best sliders he's thrown tonight, especially behind the count. And 3-2 is not a behind count, but it's a get it in count. And if you're going to throw a slider, you better be able to command it. And that thing was right on the outside corner at the knees. Great location.
It's 3-2. Ross back in and back into the box. Pablo was running on the previous pitch. Brandon Belt is on deck. Pablo runs. Struck him out. Double play. Altuve handled that one hop throw nicely at second. On to the fifth inning. 2-1 Houston.
It's brought to you by Verizon Wireless, the fastest 4G network in America. Classic strike 'em out, throw 'em out. 3-2 challenge fastball right through Cody Ross. And Corporon throws a one-hopper that Altuve picks and plans to tag on Sandoval. And that is a strike 'em out, throw 'em out double play. Our Verizon defensive coverage. Those hurt.
And it's not Pablo trying to steal the bag there. They're counting on Cody Ross making contact on a 3-2 pitch, and he was not able to do it. So it goes. We go to the fifth inning. The leadoff man, Schaefer, is up. He has singled and scored, walked and scored. He scored the Astros runs. Keppinger. And this time they get him.
He definitely put some pressure on you with his legs, no question. I always loved that comment. The first time I ever heard it, Joe Garagiola said it, how speed has no slump. And a guy like Schaefer, I mean, he puts pressure on the defense every at bat. He puts the ball in play.
Here's another fast guy, Jose Altuve. Venezuela, 21 years old. He has flied out and singled and stolen a base in this game. Vogelsong, the pitcher. And it's 0-1. Trade in baseball today. Jim Thome, who now has 600 career home runs, goes back to Cleveland, where it all started. So he has come full circle. Look out.
There's news around the league. There was something happened in baseball today that never happened before.
What was that?
3 grand slams in one game in New York. The Yankees.
Yeah. I mean, it's all by one team. I've done a game where there were 3 grand slams, but both teams combined for the 3. That's a foul.
All right, Toby Peckner, our ball dude on third base, making a nice pick.
Raj Mathai is downstairs. Raj?
Gentlemen, we were talking about Brian Wilson just a short time ago. Yes, he did throw just a little on the side for a few minutes today. when asked if he would come off the disabled list next Wednesday when he's eligible, Bruce Bochy was pretty cautious. Didn't say yes and didn't really want to expand more about that. There is good news though regarding Sergio Romo. He's expected to rejoin the Giants as early as this weekend. So things are a little bittersweet for that Giants bullpen. And by the way, about that foul ball a little while ago, I didn't want to be part of the ugly finder. You know how Kruko says that? That's the one thing I didn't want to be.
That ball was nowhere near you, Raj. They curve and a foul off the right field line.
Well, you know, the thing about a true ugly finder is you have nothing to say about it. It will find you.
So they didn't even get close to Raj.
Raj, just don't get hit with one the rest of the night. I'm just saying right now, just don't do it. That would be bad.
2 strikes to count to Altuve. The curveball puts him away. Gotten a couple of guys with that pitcher in the last couple of innings. Giants baseball is brought to you by Jeep. The things we make us. Jeep. John Miller, Mike Kruko, along with NBC Bay Area news anchor Raj Mathai from San Francisco. 2 down, bases empty. J.D. Martinez. This is the way the Jets would like to start facing him with nobody on base, because when they've been on base, he knocks them in. 8 RBIs in 4 games by Martinez against the Giants now.
Well, he does himself a favor. I mean, he keeps his head very still. He's spread wide, doesn't have a lot of stride. It's really a no stride approach. And that head stays very calm.
Martinez is from South Florida. Left field, right to Brandon Belt. 3 up, 3 down. Last of the 5th now. Belt is coming up. 2-1 Astros. Dealers and the all-new 2012 Civic, loaded with technology and delivering up to 44 miles per gallon. For details, visit shophonda.com. 22-9, the Yankees over Oakland. Major League record 3 grand slams. Robinson Cano, Russell Martin, and Curtis Granderson also all hit slams. The Yankees were down 7-1 at one point, and that's when they started to hit the long ball with the bases juiced, and it was Cano who got him close with a slam, and then Russell Martin with a slam to put him ahead, and then finally Granderson with another slam. And Detroit ahead in the Central Division with another win tonight. The Tigers have built up a big lead. They beat Tampa Bay tonight. Baltimore over Minnesota. Minnesota traded Jim Thome today back to Cleveland. KC over Toronto, and the Red Sox made it 3 in a row over the Texas Rangers. Red Sox still ahead by 1 in the East over the Yankees. But the Rangers, once big lead over the Angels, is down to 2 games in the American League West. Angels have won 6 in a row. And they're now just 2 games back. And they've got a big weekend series with the Rangers coming up. Brandon Belt, 2-2 the count. He grounded out to second his first time. Over the National League, Atlanta over the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Michael Bourne, the former Astro, 4 for 5. Cardinals have beaten the Pirates. The former Astro, Lance Berkman, 2 for 4. And Arizona over Washington, Paul Goldschmidt, the rookie first baseman, a home run. 97 miles an hour in the dirt, ball 3.
You know, that Yankee game was 4 hours and 30 minutes long. That's a 9-inning game. And they also had an hour-and-a-half rain delay at the start of the game. That is a long day.
Especially if you're the team with 9.
Yeah.
That's a walk for Belt.
Way to count.
Belt, who grounded out his first time, draws a walk this time. Belt started the night hitting only .243, but with a .341 on base average. Now Eli Whiteside. Whiteside hit a single leading off to third and eventually came around to score the Giants run. They're trailing 2-1 here in the 5th inning. Henry Sosa on the hill. Popped up foul and out of plays. He started him with a slider. Eli having a look at third base coach Tim Flannery back in the box, and there's Belt stepping back to the bag on the pickoff throw. Carlos Lee on the bag with him. Middle infield, double play depth for the Astros. Barmes, the shortstop. Altuve, the second baseman. Chase that slider. 0-2 the count. The pitcher, Ryan Vogelsong, on deck. Bumgarner tomorrow for the Giants against Happ. Saturday, the Giants have not announced a starter. And there's some speculation that Eric Surkamp could end up being called up, although it's merely speculation. That would be the spot where Jonathan Sanchez would normally go. It could go Runzler again. He pitched on Sunday in place of Sanchez as a starter, or Guillermo Mota, or a combination of the two. Way outside with that slider. Nice save there by Corporon, the catcher. 1-2.
Yeah, kind of a wasted pitch. That didn't set up a whole lot. Well, Surkamp's name is in the mix, but you're right, they haven't yet decided as to what they're going to do. You just hate to see a bullpen game this deep into August. I mean, that's rough. They've already had to eat one up last Sunday.
That is foul. Got in on the hands, up above the hands actually, and he fought it off. Belt will have to go back to first. As Corporon out to chat with Henry Sosa on the mound. 1-2 the count. 2-1. The Astros are leading. The Astros with the young Sosa tonight, but they've got 3 veteran pitchers who will go in the final 3 games of the series. Happ on Friday, Brett Myers, the right-hander, on Saturday, and Bud Norris on Sunday. Belt the runner at first. Sosa. Slider toward left center a bit. One away is Schaefer, takes it, and Belt back to first.
Sosa pretty much slidered Eli Whiteside to death. Slider, 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 slider.
Now Vogelsong. So what do? You bunt Vogelsong to give the one shot with 2 down to Cabrera to try to knock in the runner to tie the game? Or?
I would. Absolutely would. Cabrera is a very good hitter in those scenarios.
There goes the runner. Well, that did not work. Showing the bunt and then swinging away for the hit and run action, but he could not make contact.
Now he showed bunt, and that is a miserable pitch to try and do anything with. And just an unfortunate break there for Vogelsong. He got a slider about 2 feet off the plate away. And that bunt and run type thing, he's hacking. He's going to be swinging at that pitch no matter where it is.
He's got to try and make contact.
You're betting on a fastball, which is what you're normally going to see in a bunt situation. They didn't get it. They got the worst case scenario.
And that's all for the Giants. So 2 innings in a row. They've had a runner thrown out in a hit and run play. 6th inning, Carlos Lee coming up.
Their progress. We'll talk about yes. Sure. With me, you mean? Got it. A beautiful summer night along McCovey Cove. The Giants trailing, though, 2-1 in the 6th inning. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Raj Mathai. The topic of conversation with the Giants these days is who's hurt and when are they coming back. We've talked about Sergio Romo and Brian Wilson in terms of the offensive production for the Giants. Now, how about Pat Burrell? Might be his last hurrah as an active player. Burrell with the foot injury, but for the last couple of nights, in fact, even as we speak, he's playing for the San Jose Giants down at Municipal Stadium in the 408. And right now, Pat Burrell is 1 for 2. Last night he was 2 for 4, so things are looking promising for him. He's just trying to get back and hopefully, like we said, one last hurrah as a player. This could be it, his final few weeks of his career. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Raj Mathai, NBC Bay Area news anchor. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow up here in the booth. Giants are down 2-1. Vogelsong against the cleanup hitter, Carlos Lee of the Astros. And it's 0-1. Lee walked in the first, grounded out to third in the third. 2-1, Houston is leading. There, of course, was a lot of discussion here yesterday with the Padres in town. There was a report that the Giants had been awarded the waiver claim on Heath Bell of the Padres. That curveball, a beauty in there, strike 2 called. Now, teams are not allowed to discuss anything like that. Who's on waivers, who made claims, any of that kind of stuff. Last year we all found out they'd made a claim on Cody Ross because they were awarded Cody Ross finally. Shallow left center, Brandon Belt in a slide, can't hold it. Belt has been working on that play, coming in on a ball like that. Almost.
Yeah, it almost was a great play. I mean, he had it in his glove for just a little bit, couldn't hang on to it.
Got him on the wrist.
When you overshoot the runway with your glove and you hit one on the wrist, I mean, you're upset about that. You're thinking that's one you should have caught. So the Astros get a leadoff runner and a break here.
It's the 4th time in 6 innings that their leadoff man has reached. Twice previously that man scored. They lead 2-1. Here's Bogusevic, and Carlos Lee is back to first.
And you have to pay attention to Lee because he will on occasion go if you let him walk into a lead. We saw him do it in Houston. Turned out to be a foul ball, but he was definitely rolling into it.
Got the call on the outside, 0-1. Bogusevic is hit into a double play and walked. 2-1. Houston ahead, 6th inning. Anyway, this thing about Heath Bell, nobody with the Giants will comment on it, but there's nonetheless been a lot of commenting on it by the pundits and the blogs and whatnot in the newspapers. There's a ball outside, and I think the conventional wisdom is that the only way that the Giants would actually be able to get him, there's a 48-hour period if in fact it's a true story that they were the team that was awarded the claim, just to make a deal. And if the Padres don't like the deal, they just pull Heath Bell back, and it's as if it never happened. There's the force out. The ball just not hit very hard, and Carlos Lee smartly refused to run into the tag of Jeff Keppinger, so they got the lead runner at second. Bogusevic is safe at first. One away. Lee retired, and the batter will be Jimmy Paredes. Anyway, there's another school of thought that the Padres would not give him up unless they got a great deal, because they could get, if he walked as a free agent at the end of the year, they could get a couple of picks. One from the team that signed him, and the so-called sandwich pick between the first and second rounds is Paredes, or rather Bogusevic, runs, and he steals it. And the Astros continue to run the bases with abandon. That's their 4th stolen base in the first 6 innings.
Yeah, a little bit of a lean there and a great jump. Bogusevic, for a big guy, can run. I think a great pitch to go on. I mean, Whiteside had to come over the top of Paredes. Kind of blocked out as he had to reach across his body for the low breaking ball.
So Bogusevic with 2 steals himself in this game. Aubrey Huff, that's a fair ball, and Bogusevic goes over to third. So 2 down. But talking about Heath Bell, the one school of thought is that the Padres would only let him go if they got sort of bowled over in an offer. And again, this is we're just talking up here like everybody else. There've been no comment from either the Giants or the Padres that any of this has even transpired. But then there was another school of thought that if the Padres to get those draft choices, they would have to offer him arbitration. And Heath Bell apparently has said, well, if they offer me arbitration, I'm going to take it. I want to stay in San Diego. And he probably would end up getting a lot of money in arbitration that they may not want to pay. So anyway, so there was all kinds of speculation all over the board that maybe they would let the Giants have him, maybe it wouldn't take that much, or maybe they would insist on a lot to let him go. Who knows how it will all play out. But nobody on either ball club said anything remotely that it could happen. That's for sure. Nobody seems to think it will happen. Clint Barmas lines out to Cody Ross. A runner stranded at third. The top of the order coming up for the Giants.
Wednesday, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. And the Monday and Tuesday games are 7:15 starts. Mondays a midday 12:45er. Go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deals and get yourself some tickets. Get out here.
So there's some good deals in the Monday, Tuesday games.
Yeah, for tickets as low as $11.
Ooh. Ball one to Orlando Cabrera. And Sosa misses off the inside. 2-0. Cabrera is 0 for 2 in the game, but he did knock in the Giants' only run. They trailed 2-1. He knocked it in with a ground ball in the third. 3-0. He'd be happy to get on base in any way possible to start this inning. The Giants down by just a run. Good hit run man on deck. Keppinger, and then the power. Beltran. Sandoval to follow. 2-1 Houston, 6th inning. And he gets the walk.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Volvo, the best in class, safe and secure coverage plan. Pay nothing to repair or maintain your new Volvo for 5 years.
Orlando Cabrera gets his second walk as a Giant. He's had 77 official at bats. So he's aboard. And here comes Keppinger. So that is something that gives Bruce Bochy a chance to try to make something happen. Although he's been trying to make something happen the last couple of innings, and it has not worked out. Keppinger bunts, foul. That ball way inside. 0-1 the count. Cabrera will have to turn around and go back to first as he jokes with Clint Barmas out near second base. The Astros bullpen springs into action. That is Wesley Wright, a left-hander, starting to warm up. Henry Sosa pitching on 3 days rest, but he had not had to throw that many pitches to get here into the 6th. He's only thrown 72 pitches for the game. He's got a 2-1 lead. That will get the runner over. So Cabrera now on second base. Keppinger had hit singles in each of his first 2 at-bats. Gets the sacrifice bunt here. And now Beltran and Sandoval will try and one or the other or both to try and get that run home to tie this game. Astros get more action going in their bullpen now. So Wesley Wright warming up out there. You see Beltran, his numbers 0 for 2 tonight. A double play grounder to end the first and a fly ball to center to end the third against Sosa. The right-hander is Wilton Lopez, joining the left-hander Wesley Wright. Runner at second, 1 out. 1-1.
Fastball away. Now these are the money at bats right here. Your team down by a run later in the game, late in the season.
Sandoval on deck.
Giants know that the Diamondbacks won earlier today in Washington. Smoking the Nationals 8-1. Trying to keep pace. Such an advantage when you are on the East Coast. If you could put up a win early, it puts a lot of pressure on a team. Giants trying to answer.
Giants trail here 2-1, 6th inning. 1 out, runner at second. Right back to Sosa. So 2 down, and now Sandoval. Beltran is 0 for 3 against Sosa tonight. Pablo has singled and walked in this game. Hitting .307 for the year. Sosa chatting with the third baseman Jimmy Paredes. Two to 1 Houston. The Giants looking for a big hit here. Had a hard time getting runners into scoring position in this game. It's back out of play.
96-mile-an-hour challenge. And that was right there at the knees. Plenty of juice flowing away from him.
Giants, until this inning, had only had one at bat in the whole game with a runner in scoring position. That was Cabrera, who got the run home with a ground out in the third after Sosa's balk. Now Beltran is grounded out with a runner in scoring position. Sandoval trying to bring him home. Right to third, Paredes. Off the bag, but he made the tag. And Pablo is hurting. Roberto Kelly there with him. We'll come back, find out what's going on. September 9th, the Giants and the Dodgers from here at AT&T Park. And for everything Giants, check out NBCBayArea.com and search for The Cove. Deep coverage of the team, the players, the opponents to watch, even a peek into beautiful AT&T Park. The Cove on NBCBayArea.com. Ryan Vogelsong, ball one to Carlos Corporan. And the pitcher due up next. It looks like Henry Sosa has thrown his final pitch of the night. Jason Michaels has come out on deck. Keppinger. One away. Nicely done.
Played perfectly. Giants baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota is the most fuel efficient full line auto manufacturer, period.
Jason Michaels, the pinch hitter for Henry Sosa. The Astros have only Wilton Lopez warming up in their bullpen now. They had Wright and Lopez up for a while with the Giants batting in the sixth inning. The Astros are leading 2-1. Here is Michaels. He's got some power. The curveball misses. Ball one. You know, we were talking about this Heath Bell thing and the supposed waiver claim and whatnot. And there's a lot to talk about in terms of how that works and so on and so forth. There's a ball down and away. But the Giants, and they can't talk about it. Neither the Giants or the Padres can talk about it because it's just not permitted by Major League Baseball. But, and I think that's out of fairness to any players who might be involved in it. Because almost everybody gets put on waivers at one time or another. So that goes on and on and on all the time. 2-1 the count to Michaels. But you remember last year, a lot of times teams will, in a pennant race, will put in a pick for a player on waivers just to block him from going to a competitor in a pennant race. That's back to Vogelsong. And let's say that it is true that the Giants put in a call for Heath Bell on waivers. Well, it could be because they don't want Heath Bell to go to the Arizona Diamondbacks, or even a team they might theoretically face in the postseason if they get there. That's why they put the pick in last year. We know that now. They were just trying to block Cody Ross from going to the Padres.
Well, last year the Padres had Tony Gwynn Jr. who had an ankle injury, so they lose their center fielder. They would have absolutely put in a claim for Cody Ross. So the Giants claimed him because they had the option, because their turn came up before the Padres.
And they may have been a little bit surprised because they had been unsuccessful in acquiring him in a trade when they had talked about it with the Marlins. But finally the Marlins just said, okay, well, the heck with it. We'll just dump the salary and let him go to the Giants, which is a risk if you put in a claim for a guy. But think about this. Let's say the Giants had not put in the claim for Cody Ross because they didn't want to take on the salary if that had actually turned out, and that's the way it did turn out. Well, if they had to put in a claim for him, the Padres likely would have traded for him, and the Padres would have had him down the stretch, a bat that they did not have down the stretch. Remember, the Giants only beat the Padres on the last day of the season.
I remember.
We know what Ross did for the Giants, especially in October. What might he have done for the Padres down the stretch in that pennant race?
Could have been the difference.
Jordan Schaefer has scored 2 runs, the only 2 runs for the Astros, and Vogelsong got the lone strike there. 2-2 to Schaefer. He has singled and scored, walked and scored, and grounded out. Altuve on deck would be next. Vogelsong has passed 100 pitches for the game now. It is trailing 2-1 here in the 7th. Fighting it off, stay alive. 2-2 the count. So if in fact the Giants put in a claim for Heath Bell, could well have been just to keep him from going to Arizona or some other contender.
Philadelphia, who's looking for relief help.
Yeah. And Arizona's definitely rumored to be looking for relief help. They've got the 2 big guys at the end of games that have been great, but they would like to lengthen their bullpen a little bit. That ball is hammered. It is gone. Just over the Willie Mays wall. And Jordan Schaefer got a hanging curveball, and he hits the home run. 3-1 Astros.
Wow, that absolutely shocked Ryan Vogelsong. Sit up in the outside corner, throw a breaking ball, and hangs out there middle in. Right there about mid-thigh. And Schaefer, for the 2nd time this year, leaves Earth. That hurts.
Ironic because Vogelsong had thrown so many great curveballs with 2 strikes. Strike 1 called to Altuve. First home run of the night. 3-1 now, Houston. That's a foul into the crowd off the right field line.
I mean, you're out there with your Vogelsong. You just don't have that much margin for error when you're only getting 1 run of support. That 2-strike, 2-out home run is huge for a team that's struggling offensively.
Strike 3 called. But Jordan Schaefer, his 4th major league home run. Now it's 3-1 Houston as they go to the pen.
7th inning, so they have some work to do. Now, a couple of years ago, when Bill Newcomb took over the Giants as the managing general partner, he brought with him and devised what he called a booklet, a manifesto of sorts, called The Giants Way. Now, for the last couple of years, we thought it was a 30 or 40-page manifesto, but no, he shared it with us this week, and it's just a 3-page booklet of the rules and guidelines which he feels this team should strive towards. Now, some of the aspects of the Giants Way, and there are several of them, is deflect credit, no complacency, identify baseball athletes, and every member of the organization, from top to bottom, single A to the major leagues, need to be community ambassadors. I thought it was fascinating. You sit down with Bill Newcomb, how organized and passionate he is about baseball, and his 3-page Giants Way manifesto. Gentlemen?
All right, that's NBC Bay Area news anchor Raj Mathai. Here is Aubrey Huff against the relief pitcher Wilton Lopez. Got the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wilton Lopez, who is from Nicaragua.
He's got a good fastball, a little sink down around the knees. Kind of a weak slider, but good stuff. A lot of strikeouts, and he gets is on that fastball. 45 punch-outs in 58 innings.
1-2 the count. Change up that time. The Astros down in the bullpen there, guarding everybody, is Angel Sanchez. The Astros have a left-hander up in their bullpen. That's Wesley Wright once again. Strike 3 called on a changeup, and Aubrey Huff very unhappy with Brian Gorman. He is 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts.
Definitely a pitcher's pitch. Not many hitters can do a whole lot with this one. Wrap around, maybe a split finger or a changeup. I think Huff thought that was not only low but outside as well.
Cody Ross has popped up and struck out into a double play. He's 0 for 2. Henry Sosa, 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits allowed. A ball and a strike. I think the part that is so frustrating for the Giants in regards to Sosa is that in his final 3 innings of work, he walked the leadoff man. Not just the leadoff man getting on base, but he walked the leadoff man in each of those last 3 innings. That change up from Lopez in for a strike. It's 1-2. And the Giants could not do anything with that.
Yeah, very frustrating when you're in a 1-run ball game and you get that gift of a free walk to start an inning off, and not one time did they score.
Ooh, that was a close one.
That same pitch that got called strike 3 to Huff. Set up in the inside corner, a little changeup, and that movement runs just right to the glove.
2-2 to Cody Ross. Brandon Belt on deck. Just need to have 1 man on base to send the tying run to the plate. Paredes at number 2. Giants baseball is brought to you by Ford, the right choice for California. See your California Ford dealer or visit yourcaliforniaford.com today. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, Raj Mathai, news anchor, NBC Bay Area, also with us down close to the Giants dugout. 2 down, nobody on in the 7th inning. 3-1, Houston leading. Ball 1 to Brandon Belt. Pablo Sandoval led off the 4th inning with a walk. Huff fouled out on the next pitch, and Cody Ross struck out into a double play with Sandoval running to end the inning. That's a changeup. Belt led off the 5th inning with a walk. Whiteside then flied out, and Vogelsong ended up showing bunt, and then the hit and run was on. He brought the bat back and got a pitch that was impossible to hit, and Belt got thrown out at second, and Vogelsong eventually struck out. Then Cabrera led off the 6th inning with a walk. Keppinger bunted him to second with Beltran and Sandoval coming up, but They both grounded out against Henry Sosa. So Sosa was unyielding even when he put himself in trouble in 3 straight innings. That's a strike. 2-2 to Belt.
Front door action, nibbling on that inside location. Better to see it on the second strike than the third strike. That was a nasty pitch.
Belt has grounded out and walked in this game. 7 hits in his previous 3 games. 2-2. Ball 3.
Man, Lopez is throwing some knee-high pain up there when he misses off the plate. It didn't buy very much.
Eli Whiteside would be next. Giants bullpen is quiet. A foul off the left field line. Three to 1 Astros, last of the 7th, 2 down, nobody on for the Giants, who've had 4 hits, none since the 3rd inning when they scored their only run of the night. They had 2 of their hits in that inning. 3-2. Just foul. This was Brandon Belt last night in the 5th inning of the game.
Well, we're going to make it our Lincoln Smart move. It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that. Feel smarter at Lincoln.com. Finds the gap out in right center, and the baby giraffe gets on the horse and coasts into 3rd for a stand-up triple. Our Lincoln Smart move.
Likely a home run in just about any other ballpark. Barmas out. And in for the catch, J.D. Martinez. On to the 8th inning. J.D. Martinez will be coming up. Carl's Jr. and the new hand-breaded chicken filet sandwich. Now at Carl's Jr. And that's just the way it is. 3-1. The Astros ahead of the Giants. We go to the 8th inning. J.D. Martinez has knocked in 2 runs for the Astros. And he leads off here in the 8th against Ryan Vogelsong. And down off his foot. It's 0-1. The Giants bullpen gets busy. The left-hander is Affeldt. The right-hander Edlifson. Mark Gardner in the jacket, the bullpen coach. There is Fernando Rodriguez up in the Astros bullpen. 3-1. Houston leading 8th inning. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Astros. 1 run, 4 hits for the Giants. J.D. Martinez along the right field line. That is a fair ball. And will be extra bases. And Martinez just a bloop right along the line. And that's the second time he has doubled down the right field line in this game.
A decision now for Bochy. I'm sure he doesn't want to have Vogelsong get into a stressful inning here with 111 pitches under his belt. Just a good pitch, but Martinez fights it off, finds a little bloop down the line. Boy, it is a tough time to be a manager.
That is Jason Bourgeois, the runner for J.D. Martinez at second base. Bourgeois, who's a fast runner, has 22 steals this year. Huff comes over, but that one is into the crowd. Carlos Lee, who has walked, grounded out, and singled in this game at the plate. Lee, 12 home runs, 70 batted in. He really has not provided the Astros what they were hoping, at least in recent years. He got a huge contract to go to Houston. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he was a guy, as they were making some of these trades, that they would love to have traded by all accounts, but his contract is almost untradeable.
Well, he cleared waivers.
He is a guy who has knocked in over 100 runs 5 times in his career. Fastball right down the middle, which was, I don't think, what Vogelsong intended, but it worked beautifully.
Well, it worked because he was looking breaking ball. Now, Lee's got another year in his contract, too. But you make that kind of iron that he's got guaranteed for next year, not many teams are going to pick that up.
Carlos Lee, who is from Panama. That's fouled off the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a 100% pure strikeout situation. Runner at second, nobody out. Vogelsong digging deep. I love you, man. It never fails. 2 in
What?
1 night.
He got 2? Down into the Giants bullpen area. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The ball dude down there he was stepping lively on that one.
Toby Peckner. He's the son of Richie Peckner, who's the ball dude on the first base side.
Richie's had a very quiet night. 1-2 the count. Runner at second, nobody out. Keppinger near the bag, trying to keep Bourgeois close. And Bourgeois got right back to the bag in a hurry, just with the bluff of Vogelsong.
Let's see where Keppinger's playing. Tough to get a good lead as a runner. You got a second baseman.
There's a bloop. Beltran gets there.
Well, that's as good as a strikeout, a non-productive out.
Here comes Bruce Bochy. You got the left-handed hitting Bogusevich coming up, and Bochy will bring in the left-hander Jeremy Affeldt to face him. 3-1 Astros. Runner at second, 1 out. We'll be right back. comes in. Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. With Mike Krukow, I'm John Miller. Also here with us is NBC Bay Area news anchor Raj Mathai, and Jeremy Affeldt takes the hill with a runner at second and 1 out, and Brian Bogusevic at the plate. So the lefty versus lefty in effect here. Vogelsong departs. The Astros were very efficient against Vogelsong. Not like he gave them that much, but they'd get somebody on base and they moved him, either stealing bases, getting the clutch hits, getting the fly ball when they needed it. Keeping Bourgeois close at second. Now it's the shortstop with the left-handed hitter up there, Cabrera, number 43, who is playing close to the bag.
That's how the Astros won the series against the Giants in Houston. They played better baseball.
Keppinger. Bogusevic is promptly retired. And the switch hitting Paredes is coming up with a runner at third now as Bourgeois moves up. With 2 down. Paredes has flied out deep to right center, struck out, and grounded out to first.
Now that's a confident stride up to the batter's box.
Paredes, who's from the Dominican Republic, he's been around a while. He's 27 years old. And with the Astros going young, he got his chance now. The big curveball. It's 0-1. He had been with the Yankees organization and was acquired in the deal that sent Lance Berkman to the Yankees at the trading deadline last year. He and the man who's now the Astros closer, Mark Melancon, came over in that deal. Another curveball. That was a knee buckler. 0-2. Bourgeois at third, a run the Giants cannot afford to let score. 2 strikes to count. Curveball in the dirt, struck him out swinging. He tried to check, couldn't do it. Last of the 8 coming up.
Into the game, brought to you by Volkswagen. Going, gone event. Great deals are here, but not for long. Visit VWDealer.com, and we have to give it to Jordan Schaefer, who in the 7th inning, with 2 outs in a 2-strike count, takes a breaking ball and knocks it right out of here for his 2nd home run this year, and that made it a 3-1 ball game. And that is our Volkswagen hit of the game.
Jason Bourgeois stays in to play left field after coming in as a runner for J.D. Martinez. The Giants have Whiteside to lead off in the last of the 8th inning, and Mike Fontenot Out on deck, the Giants still playing short-handed as they have been for most of the last couple of weeks. Nate Sherholtz is still not available with the hairline fracture in his foot. There's strike one to Whiteside, who has a single and has scored the Giants' only run. He led off to third with a single and eventually came around to score. 3-1 Houston. A changeup makes it 0-2. Astros have a lot of action going to their bullpen. Wilton Lopez still in the game, but Brad Mills has a couple of options getting ready in the pen. Fernando Rodriguez, a right-hander, and Wesley Wright, the left-hander, if needed. 0-2. Right over toward Fontenot, who's on deck. The left-hander is Wesley Wright, and Fernando Rodriguez is just sort of in a crouch. He's all warmed up, ready to go. Giants have only 4 hits, none since the third inning. Wasted off the outside at 94 miles an hour. 41,115 the paid crowd.
All waiting.
Paredes bobbles it, recovers, and still gets him.
Well, it always helps to have a strong arm at third base, and Paredes definitely has that.
And Whiteside had little catcher's legs going on. It is the 8th inning after all.
Yeah, he does a smart thing though. He lets it drop, picks it up with a bare hand, knows he has time. And guys who have good arms, they know they have that redeemer. Whoa! And that's a clothesline going to first base.
Got him by half a step.
Of course, there's a lot of kids out there that don't know what a clothesline is.
I'm a little vague on it myself.
Yeah, it's been a long time I've seen a clothesline.
Right out to the left fielder Bourgeois, and Fontenot is retired. Two down, and Orlando Cabrera, who has knocked in the Giants' only run tonight. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. He got the run home with a ground ball to short back in the third inning. That made it a 2-1 game. Astros 3-1 now. On 1. This is the part of the schedule that the conventional wisdom was that favored the Giants once they finished up on that last road trip in Atlanta. And it's 0-2. Going to Houston with the worst record in the majors. And coming home with San Diego, then Houston, then the Cubs, another team that's really down. But it is not working out that way, at least not so far. The Astros won 2 out of 3 for the Giants over the weekend in Houston. Shallow center. Schaefer. No. It's a hit for Cabrera. Schaefer got a little bit of a late break on that one. That surprised him. And he could not outrun it.
Now you expect a little more fly ball than what he got right off the end of the bat. You saw his first step was back. And even at that, his speed almost allowed him to catch up. You see him short hopping. Now he takes the belly flop and knocks the breath out of him. So the Giants get the tying run in the batter's box.
Jeff Keppinger, 2 hits and a sacrifice bunt. He's hitting .298 for the year. Change up, ball 1.
Throw that change up a lot. Saw him in Houston. He didn't throw that pitch a lot. Fastballs and sliders, but his most effective pitch tonight has been that off-speed pitch. It's been a good one.
Beltran on deck. Down the line, Paredes, nice pickup. The throw in the dirt, and a nice pickup at first by Carlos Lee, and the inning is over. To the 9th inning, 3-1 Houston. And the Astros playing the role of spoiler and playing it beautifully against the Giants is rookie Steve Edlifson, recent call-up from Fresno, comes into the game.
Done a nice job since he's put the Giants uniform on here at the big league level. Big time sink. You're going to love the movement on this guy. Look out.
Clint Barmas, the hitter, 0 for 3 in the game. Carlos Corporan due up second in the pitcher's spot. And the Astros have their closer, Mark Melanson, getting ready in the bullpen. So we'll see a pinch hitter almost surely. That slider skied to left field. Brandon Belt, plenty of room. One away.
It was against the Astros that Edlifson made his major league debut. Then he was number 61. And he was fantastic. Came right in and just dominated the knees with big time sink and a lot of composure. When he got back to San Francisco, he went to Mike Murphy and says, "Yo, Mike, can I have number 65, please?"
Yeah, that's way better than 61.
Well, if your preference is in the 60s, you can have just about anyone you want.
So that's it's like wide open then.
Pretty much.
Corporan quickly 0-2 the count. Here's Melanson, number 54, getting ready for the last of the night. The Giants will have their big hitters, Beltran, Sandoval, Huff, as the first three due up. They're down 3-1. Oh, not even Corporan thought that he foul tipped that one.
He was walking out. This is a thank you very much. I don't think he hit it either. It just didn't get caught.
Oh, yeah, I found it. Sure, yeah. I knew that.
Liar.
Wow.
I was thinking, well, I know it's a tough league, but I didn't know you had to get 4 strikes on guys.
Two and two.
See, I think there should be like a limit. If you walk past a certain amount of distance away from the plate, you should be out.
Yeah. Well, they have that now. If you swing and miss at a ball that bounces in the dirt. And now it's 3-2. He has not thrown a strike since seemingly having struck him out. Go back out of play. Now a guy is considered to have voluntarily given up his right to go to first base when he swings and misses at a ball in the dirt, or swing and a miss and the ball is dropped. If he leaves the dirt circle around home plate, heading back to the dugout. That is a base hit. Can you believe it?
Oh yeah, I absolutely can.
Wow, you struck out, didn't you? And now you got a hit. Nice going. Bobby Meacham, the first base coach, talking with Corporan. As Matt Downs, a former Giant, went through the Giants farm system, and he's done a very nice job for the Astros this year. They like him as a utility man who can hit. He got some pop. Breaking ball for a strike. Downs, in 146 at bats, has a .274 average, 7 home runs and 30 batted in. He got an .873 OPS, and that's from a guy who can play several positions. Chases that slider. 0-2.
Such an asset to be able to run into one once in a while, especially if you're going to get 150 at bats as a bench player.
Well, he's hitting .333 as a pinch hitter, leading the majors in pinch hits with 11, and 3 of those 11 pinch hits have been home runs. 1-2. Arizona won its game in Washington 8-1 earlier. The Giants began the day 2 games out in the West. Beltran not going to get there. And Corporon will go to second. So a bloop single by Matt Downs. So he had fallen behind the count, but gets the hit, as he has done quite often as a pinch hitter for the Astros. So the Astros with a threat now against Edlison. The leadoff man, Jordan Schaefer, comes up, and he has a left-handed hitter who's having quite a night. An infield single, stole a bag, scored the first run of the game. He walked in the third and scored a run. After grounding out of the fifth, he hit a home run in the seventh. So he has scored all of the Astros runs. They lead 3-1.
Tough guy to double up, too. I mean, you see Edlison and you see his movement, you know he gets ground balls. Uh-oh. Seagulls are starting to land.
Let's see. That's not hit hard. The only play is to first, and Cabrera gets Schaefer. Corporan to third. Downs to second. And now Altuve. Guillermo Mota is going to head down to the bullpen, it appears.
Take a tumble. All right, let's watch this. Look out, Guillermo. The way things are going on that disabled list, you don't like to see that at all. Giants have used the disabled list 24 times this year. Last year, the entire season, 13 times.
Well, he's acting like something is not quite right as he goes down there, holding his hip. That's a strike to Altuve, who is 1 for 4 with a single and also a couple of strikeouts. The Astros with a chance to really break it open here with a base hit. Runners at second and third, 2 down.
Birds are flying. I mean, it's a little distraction out there if you're hitting. All right, check out the bird here. Now, this is the backdrop. Come on.
You don't lose a pitch in a telecast often like that either.
No, that's kind of rare.
The bloop, just foul.
Whew. Now, if that ball would have been fair, you know what they'd have called that? They'd have called that an Altuve.
Three to 1 Astros, 9th inning. Cabrera, and the inning is over. So good work getting out of the jam by Edlison. Last chance, Beltran, Sandoval, Huff coming up. Giants. Beltran to lead off. And there is Mark Melanson. Giants beat Melanson Sunday in Houston in the extra inning game, the only time that they have beaten the Astros so far. In the 11th inning of that game, Pablo Sandoval hit a 2-run homer. Pablo is due up second here in the 9th. Melanson, former Yankee, has had 13 saves for the Astros, but he also has allowed 5 home runs in 60 2/3 innings, which is a lot for a closer in that amount of innings.
He's got closer stuff. He's got fastballs that'll go low to mid-90s, so very good cutter, and a curveball that's a swing and miss curveball. It's a lot of strikeouts with it.
Comes on in relief of Wilton Lopez, who did an outstanding job shutting down the Giants for 2 innings. Giants have only 5 hits. Beltran is 0 for 3. 0-1. If Beltran could get aboard, Pablo would be the possible tying run. Too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beltran 1 for 4 lifetime against Melanson. There's Aubrey Huff is in the hole, due up 3rd in the inning. Giants fans trying to rally the club. That's the base hit. Schaefer over to pick it up in the alleyway. So Beltran needed to get aboard, and he did. So now Pablo. And the last time he faced Melanson was just a few days ago, and he planted one at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Let's take a look on Sunday.
This is extra innings. Sent the Giants home and salvaged 1 win in that Houston series at opposite field ball.
That was no cheapie in that ballpark. You hit it to that spot, especially the opposite field for a lefty. From there over to center, that is a big ballpark. Pablo tonight has singled, walked, and grounded out. And he is the possible tying run. Beltran at first. Lee on the bag with him. 0-1. Pablo looks a little upset with himself.
He wants that one again. Well, he plays that game of baseball that way. Emotions on his sleeve. He lets you know exactly what's on his mind.
Oh, 2. But I think you can see some of the frustration that things are going on with the Giants right now. Taking fastballs they wish they'd swung at, and swinging at breaking balls they wish they hadn't. 0-2. Time taken to first base is Beltran, putting on a sliding glove, it appears. He's ready to go now. With that right hand that put him on the disabled list for a couple of weeks. Outfield is very deep. 0-2 the count. And he tried to tantalize him off the outside. Pablo took it.
Morales' fastball 0-2 at 95. They're playing deep in the outfield. It's a prevent doubles defense right there.
Aubrey Huff on deck. That is a fair ball. 1 out already. And the double play. Pablo chased another low breaking ball that time and hits into the double play. 2 down, nobody on.
Long walk back to the dugout for Pablo Sandoval. And Melanson just kept pounding those shoe tops with that breaking ball. Astros catch a break.
Huff 0 for 3 in the game. He's struck out, fouled out, and struck out looking. There's that outside pitch. Called a strike. 3-1 Houston, last of the ninth. 2 down, nobody on. Cody Ross would be next. Huff trying to keep the Giants alive. Left center field, but there is Bourgeois. Whoa! That one almost got away, but he squeezes it, and the ball game is over. The Astros have beaten the Giants for the 3rd time in 4 tries.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of the first 2 games that the Giants played the Astros in Houston. Just not a lot of offense, and the Astros playing loose baseball, taking advantage of their opportunities and throwing enough pitching at the Giants to make it stand.
The former Giant Henry Sosa gets the victory against the Giants. His first major league win. We'll be back.